This is David.
This is Jose.
And this is Wrestling Memories. And now we're going to start covering the episodes on the Vice Network called Dark Side of the Ring. We just started on the recent episode, The Plane Ride from Hell. The WWF apparently had a trip over to Europe to do it in a pay-per-view and a couple of different trips, Scotland, Germany, London. Then they had and this occurred in 2002. I thought it was like the late 90s that it occurred.
No, it was 2002.
And the plane, it was kind of a large commercial jetliner that McMahon hired. Vince, and apparently they didn't say Linda McMahon. Vince McMahon. They said Vince McMahon was on board. Somebody told me that Linda was on board.
Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't.
It's a good size, very good size, luxurious commercial airplane that he had, and it was only WWE wrestlers that were on board. There was nobody of local or anybody else. They said local girls were aboard. It was not like a commercial like you and I as fans were aboard. That's quite. They said local girls were on board. So I question. I mean, what they didn't define of how many else other than who was the WWF wrestlers were on board, but they didn't say regular commercial people like us would have booked a ticket for this. It was only WWE wrestlers. Apparently they were leaving. Now I didn't hear what country they were. The last stop was where they were sitting on. They were sitting. Yeah, maybe it was London for the pay-per-view. London thing. They were sitting on the
somewhere from Europe.
Yeah, they were sitting in the on the airplane parking lot or tarmac, and they were told that they had a little bit of drinking at first, drinking and food. To start before as they get on board, they're gonna have dinner. They're gonna have a little bit of drinks, alcohol. Apparently, then they're told they're gonna have a 7-hour delay before. Apparently, over the Atlantic, they said a 7-hour delay. But I didn't hear the word weather. Did they say a weather delay? They did say weather delay. The wrestlers were told a 7-hour delay. Now I question a 7-hour delay, and while we were watching the episode. A 7-hour delay, maybe an hour. That's what everybody was thinking. Maybe even the flight attendant Heidi.
It could have been a bad storm.
For 7 hours?
Yeah. If it's a bad storm, they don't let the plane fly.
It let it go from 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, maximum. That's what the wrestlers was thinking. Maybe even Heidi was thinking it would go away 7 hours. Now to pass by 7 hours, apparently. They ran out of the alcohol content on board the plane, and money was put out to buy cases of beer, cases of alcohol brought on board the plane. Oh my God! And as Jim Ross would say, and some other of the wrestlers in this interview, they turned from adults into a bunch of high school kids.
But I don't think high school kids got that drunk.
Coming from my father's side of the family were alcoholics. His father was. I lost both my grandparents, both his parents. Now, as far as my grandmother, my mother, no, but her life was costed because of alcohol, because of situations. My grandfather was also costed life to situations. But another direct uncle to my father, he died, I believe, alcoholism, possibly. But all three, there was major alcoholism in the family. They couldn't. Now they said that I've heard the definition of alcoholism. You can't stop drinking. There's a brain situation. Your think process is completely whacked or gone that you can't stop. Well, sorry. As much as my father raised me to hate alcohol because he wanted to break the link from the alcohol side of the family. I don't separate drunk and alcoholism. I'm sorry. I'm not going to separate it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to separate it. Apparently, they sitting on 7 hours on board this plane.
Drinking.
Constant drinking. And a lot of these wrestlers, there's many, oh my God, there's so many interviews I hear about they get drunk in restaurants, especially hotel bars. Holy cow. The stories of Ric Flair ordering kamikazes, Andre the Giant consuming 100+ beers at a bar, and he'd fall asleep in front of an elevator. Dick Murdoch was known for, he could be a spokesman for Coors beer. Scott Hall was known for also getting drunk. Showing up at conventions and showing up at fan appearances drunk. So these guys, they're particular people that had serious drinking problems. Now, you can label alcoholic Ric Flair, Dick Murdoch, probably Scott Hall, possibly Andre, but that's depending on his size of his body. That he could consume so much alcohol, his body, he had such a large body, his body can consume alcohol, and whether he was drunk or not, who could tell? He could consume it. But Flair, Scott Hall, Dick Murdoch, they're a particular. I would label. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect their wrestling career, but I have heard so many stories about them that, oh my God, Flair wanted to get guys like Barry Windham and Sting, a lot of these guys drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
Now,
back in the days in the WWE, well, it was F at the time, when Triple H used to hang out with the Clique, supposedly, Triple H never drunk. It would be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I heard that Triple H didn't drink. Yeah, I heard that.
Kevin Nash. And they would drink, and he would be the designated driver. And so, my hat's off to Triple H, who did not drink with these people.
There are some guys that
he was the designated driver.
There are some guys that did not say they did not hang out with the wrestlers. They just want to go to the hotel. And like Nikolai Volkov, I heard a recent interview, a recent biography on him. He did not want to party with the others. Many wrestlers did not party and just wanted to go to the hotel. They called their families. They wanted to stay away from that kind of life and getting in trouble with the alcohol could cause.
Of course.
But having aboard this plane, it was such an enclosed place. They can't. Why couldn't they just go out on the tarmac, or go back aboard where the waiting area, and they go drink sodas, have a meal. They were stuck on a plane for 7 hours. Well, now passengers over the years have bitched and complained. They're stuck on a plane for hours and hours.
I think I know why they didn't complain, because they kept on getting the beer.
Yeah, the wrestlers.
Think about it. If you keep on getting the stuff that you want, why will you leave? So it's like an open bar.
Oh my God.
Because some bars stay open to 2 a.m. So you figure, okay, let's say it was 2 a.m. Bars are closed. You got another 5 hours drinking. So
bring soda aboard.
Of course you're going to sit there and drink.
Bring soda, tea, coffee, milk.
Nah,
I'm sorry. Bullshit.
Yeah,
I gotta say it. Bullshit. Yeah. Especially with with I know how the alcohol what damage it can cause and deaths it could cause. I downright hate its existence.
I'm surprised that they still was drinking that many hours. The first 2 hours, people should have noticed something like, yo, this has got to stop.
Well, Rob Van Dam said these guys get drunk in 1 hour, flat. So imagine what 7 hours. Now, I had first watched this episode before Jose. I only got maybe into 5-10 minutes. Then I said, me and Jose, we're going to review this entire episode. And as far as the first thing that bothered me was, and it didn't continue. The story of the first story I heard was Shawn Michaels, Martinez and I, the Rockers. I absolutely love their tag team. I'm not a fan. There's a lot of particular wrestlers I'm not a fan of beating their single careers. Not a fan of Shawn Michaels. Apparently, Shawn and Marty.
I didn't hear that in the show.
I heard, but it was the very beginning. It was the very beginning.
Wow.
They didn't repeat the story.
Because they
apparently drugged, or apparently, the wrestlers repeatedly used many drugs were brought aboard. GHB. Now, I didn't, before we did this review, I didn't look up what I was going to. Particular prescriptions I was hearing. These wrestlers have the prescriptions on their bags, including the one for GHB, and GHB is well known. It's called the date rape drug. It knocks a woman out, and they have no idea what's going to happen to them. Apparently, Shawn and Marty, they spiked a girl's drink. They called it a local girl, and they had. And the statement was they had their way with her. Oh my God!
But it wasn't on the thing.
I heard it in the first.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
they didn't continue on what they didn't continue what the stuff about Shawn and Marty. Now,
talk about everybody else.
Now with the others, where they were so drunk, they started getting rough with each other. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Hennig, they got physically rough with each other.
It's Kurt Hennig fault. Kurt Hennig smashed
shaving cream on Brock Lesnar's head.
You can't play with him like that.
Then Kurt Hennig, was it Kurt Hennig that did Michael Hayes?
No, it was X-Pac.
X-Pac cut Michael Hayes' ponytail off, and and Michael Hayes is a sleeper drunk. And oh my God, it said Jim Ross are acting a bunch of damn kids.
You gotta watch the episode.
Holy cow! It is so disturbing, the stories we were hearing. But what it came down to, was Ric Flair.
Yeah. And
him opening his robe up, exposing himself. Now I've heard this has happened several times at hotels. Several times. Several interviews. I think it was World War Animal, if I'm not mistaken. Flair's knocking on his door. He knocked on a particular wrestler's door, banging on the door, and he's with some girl. And he looked through the peephole, opened up the door, and Flair's got his robe exposed with his penis, with his a sock over his penis. Jesus Christ! And Rick Flair said, "I'm trying to sleep here." If I'm not mistaken, it was World War Animal. He's trying to sleep. Go away. And Flair said, let's party. Oh my God!
Well,
now Flair is known for he lives up to his character. He is his character, the Nature Boy. Yeah. He parties.
Parties all
that whole thing about styling and profiling, the whole 9 yards of that prologue, that monologue he does about himself is absolute concrete true.
Now the story I heard with the girl was with him, so.
The one in the hotel.
Yeah.
But he's done it several times. He opens up his robe and has a sock. Either has a sock on his penis or he doesn't. And Jesus Christ!
If the girl is with him,
it's been repeatedly several. It's not like it didn't happen. The plane ride. It's that the first time it happened.
Yeah.
No, Flair's known for this. Yeah. It's bullshit on his part. It really is. As much as respect anybody has respect for this man, his achievements and his championship career, and he does this shit. Then came
drunk.
Oh my God! Then he apparently with the robe open, everybody, the wrestlers are cheering him on. Yay! Like Flair opens his robe and they're cheering him on. He then approaches Heidi, the flight attendant, and practically pinned her to the back of in their galley where the food is prepared. He pinned her to the wall. Now this video is going to be spoiler warnings. But I have to make these complaints. He pinned her against a wall and wanted her to touch his penis. Jesus Christ, Flair! It's sexual assault. and pinning her to a wall.
That's messed up.
Oh my God, Flair. And now Flair he's put out on Twitter. He's put out on many statements online. And in the episode, he's completely denying the allegations. Now Scott Hall, the same flight attendant, I really feel sorry for this attendant, Heidi. She's making extra money for her daughter. For what school?
Yeah.
Trying to make extra money, and apparently she's trying to wake up Scott Hall, and he apparently does wake up out of a drunk state, and still completely drunk. And grabs her, and practically rips her outfit, and then he said they thought it would be vulgar language, and I'm gonna say the vulgar language. I thought the interviewer says, "What do you remember what he said?" Yes, I do remember what he said. I thought she was not gonna say. I thought when they said he said some kind of vulgar language, and they didn't want to say it. I thought she was gonna say Scott Hall in a drunk state said, "I want to fuck you." And I'm gonna warn this video is gonna be graphic on my part and on what goes on in this. Yeah. No, what actually he says is, "I'm gonna lick you." Oh Jesus, it's just as bad, really. You ripped her outfit. Then he falls back to sleep for relieving her that she was able to get away from him. Crazy. Jim Ross, I wouldn't say they're acting like a bunch of. No, this is something. It's a disturbing version of Porky's.
Yeah.
Is it the movie Porky's? A very disturbing version.
Well,
this is an X-rated episode. Triple X-rated episode.
Can't blame Jim Ross, really.
Yeah.
To me, they try to blame him, but I'm sorry, he can't control all of that.
And also, women. Also, then I hear there were other female wrestlers, Terry Runnels.
Yeah, mention the other wrestler. Only
Terry, what else? She got started. She was others were messing with her. Even her ex-husband Dustin was trying to get her attention. But there's a mention of other female wrestlers aboard. Now, why was apparently they go after the flight attendant? Apparently, to go to a local girl. Why weren't the WWE women, the divas? Why weren't they dealt with? If the wrestlers were so drunk, why didn't they go after them? Now I'm saying no. Of course, it's inappropriate, and wrong. Of course. But they didn't go after those girls. What the hell? I'm not saying that they should have. No. But they were bored too. But they only messed with Heidi and Terry Runnels. Yeah. That's... This episode is unbelievably disturbing. Now, I watched...
make a part 2 of it.
I watched several episodes so far. And I'm going to re-review with Jose. And I watched the Fabulous Moolah episode. And I thought that was the most disturbing episode. No, this one is. If you're a longtime wrestler, how long a fan, whoever's watching this episode of ours, and I started in 1986, and I know I've heard stories of these guys getting drunk. This crossed the line. Yeah. This episode for me crossed the line of their actions of getting drunk.
Yeah. That's why I don't get drunk.
I'm very angry over Flair.
I want to be an alcoholic.
You want to know? I want to believe Heidi, the flight attendant. Because she's on this episode, and she apparently, I don't know if she, now I know, she signed a non-disclosure agreement of getting paid off. God knows how much money they paid these people, and how they paid Heidi and the local girl to not say anything. As Jim Ross said, a black eye. I remember way back when Jim Ross, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Iron Sheik were caught on the New Jersey Turnpike with marijuana and cocaine. Yeah, and two wrestlers, a heel and a face, were together in the same car was completely unacceptable. And that was called a black eye. Jim Ross called this is definitely the greatest black eye in wrestling history.
Yep.
Oh my God. There's possible almost sexual assault. Physical assault. I feel so sorry for this flight attendant. What she had to endure. And they apparently pay her off.
Well, that's what they had to do.
Oh my God. Very, very
disturbing. Could have probably went to court, and who knows how long would it went.
Very disturbing.
So this way, it's kind
of
very,
very, very disturbing. They got paid off. I feel sorry for Heidi, the Flair attendant, and it makes you angry with Flair, hearing all stories about him. Angry with him. He wants to deny the allegations. Yeah, but because you're all Flair. You want to deny allegations? How about denying all the times you ever opened up your robe in hotels? So I don't deny you did this in the plane.
I ain't gonna admit it.
Oh man. So this has been this is our first review of the Dark Side of the Ring episode. We're gonna be going back to episode 1. So excuse my language, excuse my anger.
You mad? I don't blame you.
But a very disturbing episode, and I know many wrestlers, Jim Cornette, many talent have discussed this episode. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Many talent have discussed this episode. Very, very disturbing. So, our next episode will be. This is the debut episode for the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Next episode with me and Jose will be the first episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Okay, so this is David.
This is Jose.
This is Wrestling Memories, and thanks for listening.
You're welcome. Yep. Oh.